Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. The Kraft Cheese Company will also bring you Bing Crosby every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. We'll hear from The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, I think most homemakers listening in will agree that between rising food costs and red stamp rationing, it's getting to be more and more of a problem to satisfy family appetites. Well, if that's the case in your house, one good way to practice true economy is to place Parquet, the quality margarine made by Kraft, at the top of your grocery shopping list. For Parquet margarine requires just 5 red ration points, and it's just about the finest flavored spread for bread your family ever tasted. What's more, Parquet is a delicious seasoning for everyday hot-cooked vegetables, a real flavor shortening for baking. And you'll especially like it for pan frying because it doesn't spatter or stick to the pan. Yes, the family will like Parquet for appetizing flavor and for wonderful nourishment, too. It's one of the best energy foods you can serve, and every pound contains 9,000 units of vitamin A. So for flavor, for economy, and for good nutrition, ask your dealer for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now on to Summerfield, where we join that illustrious citizen and industrious lover, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. And where do we find him? Well, love is funny. The door that yesterday was slammed in your face today flies open at your approach. And so we discover the great Gildersleeve and his lady love once more together, seated on the sofa in his living room, gazing into the future and laying plans for the event that is shortly to make him the happiest man in the world.
Leela.
Yes, Throckmorton.
A penny for your thoughts.
Oh, gracious. My poor little old thoughts, they're hardly worth a penny.
Well, you know me. I'm a spendthrift.
Silly. I'll tell you what I was thinking, though. I was thinking you and I are going to have to go and look at furniture one of these days soon.
Furniture? What for, Leela? I've got more furniture now than you can sit on.
Well, I know, Throckmorton, but after all...
What's the matter with it?
Well, I guess there's nothing really the matter with it, but it just hasn't any style.
Oh, no.
It's true, Throckmorton. Take that easy chair there.
That's my chair.
I know, and look at it.
What's the matter with that chair? I like it.
Oh, but look at the shape of it, that short little back and that great enormous seat.
Well... There's always a reason for everything, Leela.
You know, the trouble with you, Throckmorton, you've been a bachelor so long, you're set in your ways.
No,
Yes, you are. But after we're married, things will have to be a little different. Now, this house, for instance.
All right, I'll admit the house needs painting. That's all right with me.
Well, that's not quite what I was thinking, Throckmorton.
No? What were you thinking?
Well, you know that big white house on the edge of town out toward the country club? The one that's sort of set back among the trees with a big lawn in front?
You mean the old Burton place?
I guess so, yes. Well, I understand it's for sale.
Of course it's for sale. It's been empty for 3 years. Leela, you weren't thinking of moving out of this house.
Well, it's a nice house and all, Throckmorton, but it is kind of old-fashioned.
I like it.
Well, it's old-fashioned without being really antique, if you know what I mean.
I like it.
I just thought you're doing so well now and all. And Judge Hooker says he frankly doesn't think this place is suitable for a man of your position in this town.
Oh, he doesn't. Well, you tell Judge Hooker not to worry himself about me. I'm not moving out of this house no matter what he thinks.
Even if you knew that...
No, that's my final answer, Leela. I wouldn't even consider it.
Well, all right, darling. If that's the way you feel about it, I won't say another word.
I hope you don't think I'm just being stubborn.
Darling, the house is already forgotten. All I want in the world is for you to be happy. You know that. After all, you're my lord and master. Or you soon will be.
Lord and master. And give me a kiss.
Throckmorton.
Yes, honey.
Would you do something for me?
Anything, my love.
Something awfully sweet.
Anything. What is it?
Would you shave off your mustache?
shave it off, but Leela...
Just to see how it would be. You can't tell. It might make you look younger.
Younger?
Yes. You don't want people to think of me as an old man's darling.
Leela, you don't think of me as old.
Of course not, Throckmorton, but I'd just like to see how you'd look without it.
No, sir. Nothing doing. I just wouldn't be me without my mustache, Leela.
Very well. In that case, would you kindly move over, Throckmorton, and give me a little room on this sofa?
Oh, now, Leela.
You said you'd do anything I asked. You promised.
Leela, why do you have to change everything? Can't you love me the way I am?
Well, I don't think you can love me very much. All I ask you to do is to shave off a little old mustache. I'm not asking you to buy any new furniture. I'm not asking you to move.
All right.
Besides, it tickles.
All right, Leela, all right. I'll shave it off. Delilah.
Well, good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve. Wasn't expecting to see you for another week or 10 days.
I know, but here I am. Floyd, I want you to shave off my mustache.
What?
You heard me. Let's get at it because I'm a busy man.
All right, Commissioner, but I don't mind telling you I hate to do it.
Never mind that. Lather me up.
Okay, you're the doctor, but I'll tell you why I say that. It was some years ago when I had my other shop over in Ashton. One day a fella come in. He was quite a character in town, sort of public figure, a little on the stout side, like yourself.
I suppose what's under your vest is laundry.
No offense, Mr. Gildersleeve, no offense, but this fella'd been wearing a mustache all his life, 30 or 40 years. And all of a sudden he come in and asked me to shave it off.
That's why I came in, too.
Oh, in 2 shakes. Have to strop a little. Of course, I was just a young fella then. I didn't know what I know now. Full of beans and no brains. So I never gave it a second thought. Just went right ahead and shaved his mustache like it was hay.
Come on, Floyd. I haven't got all day.
When I was through, the fellow took one look at himself. Then he put his hand over his face, ran out of the shop, tore down to the depot and bought a ticket and left town in the next train. He didn't come back till 3 months later, and by that time he had a new mustache. I was the only fellow in town that ever saw him without it, and he never spoke to me again. So I hate to shave off your mustache, Mr. Gildersleeve, but here she goes.
Floyd, let's not rush into this thing, huh?
No, sir?
No, just trim off a little at each end so I can see how that'll look, huh?
Oh, slow and easy. I got you, Mr. Gildersleeve. About this much, say?
A little less.
About this much.
A little more. There.
Uh-huh. All right, now sit still. There. Now, if you cover up the other end with your finger, you can get an idea.
I'm afraid to look, Floyd. Go ahead and even her up.
All right, now sit still. There. Well, how do you like it?
I don't know. What do you think, Floyd?
It's hard to say. Makes you look different, all right. Well, if it ain't Judge Hooker, come on in, Judge.
Morning, Floyd. Well, Gildersleeve, what on earth? Whose idea was this, your lady friend?
Never mind, Hooker.
Maybe I better call her up and tell her to get ready for a shot.
You stay away from her. You've made enough trouble already.
What do you mean?
What's the idea of putting bees in her bonnet about my house not being good enough for me?
I didn't say it wasn't good enough for you. I said it wasn't good enough for a man with political ambition.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it seems obvious enough. Man wants to be president. It's all right to be born in a log cabin, but the time comes when he has to get out of it. Isn't that right, Floyd?
Well,
You stay out of this, Floyd.
Uh-huh.
In the first place, Hooker, I'm not in politics. In the second place, the voters choose a man for his ideas, not his residence.
Maybe so, Gildy, maybe so. But look at Congressman Abernathy. His house looks exactly like Thomas Jefferson's, and that impresses the voters. Doesn't it, Floyd?
Well,
You stay out of this.
Uh-huh.
Hooker, when I get ready to run for Congress, I'll buy a Jeffersonian house. Until then...
All right, Gildy, all right. But there's a house on the market now that'll be just right. May not be there by the time you throw your hat in the ring. They're talking about you for Congress in 44, you know.
They are?
Definitely.
Who?
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But if you were to get your hands on that old Burton place...
Well, maybe I'll think it over, Judge. So long, and thanks for the tip.
Mr. Gildersleeve, did you say tip?
What? Here you are, Floyd.
What's going on?
Going on? What are you talking about, Leroy?
Somebody's been sabotaging your mustache.
Yes. I simply had a trim. Is supper ready?
Any minute, Bertie says.
Very well. Come in and sit down here for a moment, my boy. I want to talk to you.
Me?
Yes, you.
Gosh, Unc, I don't think you got a thing on me right now.
I'm not accusing you of wrongdoing, young man. Is that the only subject you can think of for conversation with me?
Well, it seems to come up pretty often. But if you just want chit-chat, I'll tell you about the horror picture I saw this afternoon. The Mummy's Claw.
I don't want any chit-chat.
It's about a mummy that came back to life as a zombie.
That's enough of that.
But, Unc...
Leroy, I want to ask you a question. Are you happy here in this house?
Well, sure. Yeah, I like it fine, Unc. You're not thinking of throwing me out, are you?
No, Leroy, I loved you very dearly. Some of the time. What I want to know is, would you like it if we moved to some other house, in another neighborhood?
And not live near Piggy and the gang?
Well, you could still see him now and then.
Oh, please, Unc, we don't want to move. It's swell here.
Hello, Uncle Mort. What about supper?
Any minute, Marjorie. I was just talking to Leroy.
You look peculiar, Uncle Mort. What have you done to yourself?
Nothing.
It's his mustache.
Well, it gets awfully hot in the summer, Marjorie, so I just thought...
Oh, I think it looks cute.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Marge, you don't want to move to a new house, do you?
New house? Now what's got into you?
To me, nothing. It's Uncle Mort.
Leroy, I'll handle this.
But what is this? You're not thinking of leaving this house.
Well, not exactly, my dear. It was, I just wanted to get your reaction.
Oh, but Uncle Mort, I've lived in this house for more than 20 years. Leroy was born here. I love it. I love every room, every squeaky board in the stairs, every rattle in the window.
All right, my dear, all right. I just thought you might like a little more room. The old Burton house, for instance.
Burton's? Oh, my gosh, Unc, it's got 3 acres of lawn.
Uncle Mort, it's miles from anywhere.
Oh, it's not so far.
Oh, I know why you're thinking about moving. Leela Ransom wants to live in the Burton house. That's what it is.
Oh, but Marjorie, it was just a suggestion.
I bet it was her idea, fooling with your mustache, too. I don't like that now, either.
Supper's ready.
My dear, if you don't want to, we won't move to the Burton house.
My land, did you say moving to Burton House?
And now, Bertie.
Because if you're going to live in that house, you have to revise your kitchen personnel.
Hooray!
But, Bertie, what's the matter with the Burton house?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't want you to think I'm superstitious, but that house is haunted.
It's haunted? Why, that's nonsense. Whatever gave you that idea?
Well, everybody knows that old Mr. Burton shot old Miss Burton in that house, and one time I was walking past it with a gentleman's friend, and we heard the scariest noise I ever heard in my life.
What kind of a noise, Bertie?
Well, like something out of this world.
Leroy!
That's the exact sound, Leroy.
Sure, that's the noise of a zombie that used to be a mummy.
Stop it, Leroy. That's horrible. Bertie, when you and your gentleman friend heard this sound, didn't he investigate?
No, sir. By the time he caught up with me, we was 2 miles away.
I'll go.
Fine time for anybody to be calling on us.
Oh, hello, Judge.
By George, here he is. It's supper time again. Hello, Judge.
I can't stay, Throckmorton. I stopped in to tell you I just found out the Burton estate would be willing to make a substantial reduction on that.
Judge, I've decided not to go into that any further.
Oh, so it was Judge Hooker's idea for us to move. What's going on here?
What do you mean, my dear?
Why is everybody trying to get us out of this house?
Now, Marjorie, I just found out that the Burton estate is willing to make your uncle a very favorable offer.
Estate? By George, I begin to see the light. Estates have executors, don't they, Judge?
Why, of course they do, you darn fool. What's that got to do with it?
I dare say the executor of this particular estate would make a pretty penny in fees if this particular house were sold, would he not?
It's just a set fee prescribed by statute.
Answer my question.
I did.
All right. Now, who is the executor of this estate?
Now, Gildy, that's neither here nor there. It just happens this particular executor prefers to remain anonymous.
Oh, he does, eh? This particular executor wouldn't happen to be named Horace W. Hooker, would he, Horace Hooker?
Well, it just happens.
Case dismissed. Let's get to dinner.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few seconds. Meanwhile, if you've noticed that it's a case of first come, first served at your neighborhood grocery store, you've probably taken the hint and planned your shopping early in the day and early in the week. That's the best way to provide variety and balance in family meals. And it's also good insurance that your dealer will have on hand the outstanding red stamp values like Parquet, the quality margarine made by Kraft. Parquet sells very fast these days, and no wonder. Millions of people have found that for just 5 red ration points, they can buy a pound of a fine-tasting spread for bread that's also a delicious seasoning for cooked vegetables. They've learned, too, that Parquet margarine is a real flavor shortening for home baking, and that it's grand for pan frying. Now, it's the growing popularity of Parquet margarine in your neighborhood, combined with wartime shortages, have made your dealer supply run out. Ask him for Parquet again soon, for Kraft is doing everything possible to keep all dealers supplied. Ask for Parquet, the vitamin A fortified energy spread. Spelled P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet margarine. Now let's get back to Summerfield, where a picnic seems to be afoot. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and Leela Ransom, who proposed the idea, has promised to lead the way to an ideal spot, complete with brook.
Come on, Leroy, and watch that hook.
Okay, Unc. Bertie, get ready to cook plenty of fish tonight. You've never tasted fish like I'm going to catch.
No, and you ain't never caught 'em.
Come on, Leroy. I told Mrs. Ransom I'd be over there at 11:30.
I'll be right with you, Unc. Let me see now. Have I got everything? Fishing rod, reel, bait, hooks, bobber,
Come on.
scout knife, canteen, folding camp kit. Where's my camp kit?
Leroy, we're only going for the afternoon.
I know. Oh, here it is. Now, spyglass, compass.
Compass, the place is only a mile from here. We can't get lost.
Flash. I forgot my flashlight.
Leroy, we will be back before supper.
I know. I just like to take it.
That Leroy sure gets excited. He's going to burn himself out before he's 15.
Yeah. What does he want to drag all that stuff along for? I'm late now.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you sure you don't want me to pack nothing for you?
No, Bertie. Mrs. Ransom said she wanted to make the lunch.
Yes, sir. I just wondered, does she know your capacity?
Huh? Well, I wouldn't worry much about that.
You wouldn't want me to just wrap up a few pieces of chocolate cake. I got one just fresh out the oven.
You have, huh? Well, that sounds mighty good, Bertie. I might just call her up and ask her, huh?
After all, you got to have something to keep body and soul together.
Yeah. Hello. Leela? Pooji. I just called Huh? Oh, we will, Leela. We'll be right over. I'm just waiting for Leroy. He's gone to find Huh? Oh, I see. I guess I misunderstood, Leela. Oh, sure. Sure, I think it'd be nicer that way. I'll fix it.
Oh, that's Leroy coming in on a wing and a prayer.
All set, Unc. Let's go.
Oh, Leroy, I'm afraid there's been a little misunderstanding, my boy. It's my fault. You see, I thought you were invited.
You mean I can't go with you? I can't go on the picnic?
It's all my fault, my boy, and I'm sorry.
Gosh, I never even used my folding camp kit.
I know, and I'll make it up to you, Leroy, some way. You see, Mrs. Ransom and I have a lot of things to talk over. You know, about weddings and such.
Yeah, it's okay, Unc. It's okay.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you get Piggy and go on a picnic of your own?
Well, it's an idea.
Leroy, you come with me. I'm going to fix you up a nice picnic lunch with all the things you like.
Yeah, do that, Bertie. That'll be great. Huh, Leroy?
Yes, sir. And ain't no grown-ups going to get none of that chocolate cake, neither, no matter how much they come begging around.
Oh, now, Bertie, just one little piece.
No, sir, not one. Now, you go on out of here and leave me and Leroy alone.
I'm going, Bertie. By George, I envy you, Leroy. All that delicious cake. I wish I were going with you and Piggy. That's what I wish.
I wish you were too, Unc.
Yeah. Have a good time.
Gosh.
Now, Leroy, it wasn't your uncle's fault.
I know whose fault it was. Invites you to a picnic and then changes her mind. What a character. I bet she's going to drag him out there and try to sell him that house again.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't worry. She won't get away with it.
Martin, don't you want me to help you carry that heavy old basket?
Why, this is nothing at all, Leela. I could carry it with my little finger.
Well, don't try. There's a thermos bottle in it. Oh, you don't mind if I stop in here for a minute at the drugstore?
Oh, not at all.
I'll get all freckly if I don't, and you wouldn't love me with freckles on my nose, would you, Throckmorton?
Hello, Mrs. Ransom.
Morning, Mr. Peavy.
And Mr. Gildersleeve. Quite a little gathering.
Lovely day, isn't it, Mr. Peavy?
It is indeed. Well, I see you're carrying a picnic basket there, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah. Yeah, picnic basket.
Going on a picnic?
Yeah. Peavy, you're positively psychic.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Mrs. Peavy is the psychic member of the family.
Mrs. Peavy is psychic?
Off and on, yes. She has what is called second sight.
Second sight? That stuff is a lot of bunk.
Well, now, I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. Mrs. Peavy does some pretty strange things. She often sees things that are coming.
Did she see you coming?
Mr. Gildersleeve. But I'll tell you, one experience of hers is pretty hard to explain. Mrs. Peavy had a dream one night.
Everybody has dreams. I have them all the time.
I know, but...
Even cats have dreams.
Well, I wouldn't care to dispute you on that, Mr. Gildersleeve. But I was telling you about Mrs. Peavy. She dreamed one night that there was a very bad thunderstorm.
Yes?
Well, as a housewife, Mrs. Ransom, I don't have to tell you what a thunderstorm does to milk.
Turns it sour.
Exactly.
I suppose the next morning you woke up and the milk was sour.
No, stranger than that. The next morning, the milkman delivered us a bottle of buttermilk by mistake.
Peavy, I wouldn't have believed it if you hadn't told me yourself.
And that's not all.
The
night Mrs. Peavy dreamed about the thunderstorm, there was a thunderstorm.
Oh, so she wasn't dreaming at all.
That's what I say. There are a lot of things in this world you can't explain.
Peavy, if you believe that, you believe anything. I suppose you believe in ghosts, too.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't say I don't either.
I suppose you believe this story about the old Burton place now being haunted.
The Burton place haunted?
Well, people have heard some strange things going on in there.
Why, nonsense. Just because a man happens to murder his wife, what's strange about that?
Murder?
Well, that was some years ago, Leela. Don't tell me you're superstitious, too.
Oh, gosh, now, Throckmorton, don't be silly. Well, shall we be going?
Oh, yes, let's get started.
Oh, gracious, I'm forgetting what I came in for. I'd like a jar of your cucumber sunburn cream, please.
Sorry, Mrs. Ransom, but we've had a little more demand for that than we expected. We've just run out of it.
Oh.
You must have run out of second sight at the same time, Peavy. Goodbye.
Goodbye, folks. Have a nice picnic.
Leela, you're wonderful. You know, I never realized you were such a wonderful cook.
Why, the only thing we had that was cooked, Throckmorton, was the hard-boiled eggs.
I know, but they were wonderful.
Well, I must say I never saw a man put away so many. Are you sure you had enough?
I couldn't eat another thing. Why, have you got some left over?
No.
Oh.
Well, what shall we do now? I'll tell you what. I'll race you down to the brook.
Oh, Leela, race. I couldn't.
I'll bet you can't catch me, Throckmorton.
Oh, don't, Leela. I'm too full. Come back over here and lie down on the grass beside me.
All right, then.
Right here, huh?
Oh, this is nice. Look at those clouds up there. Aren't they beautiful?
Uh-huh.
Like little woolly lambs.
Uh-huh.
Throckmorton.
Uh-huh.
What are you thinking?
I wish I'd eaten one less pickle.
Oh, this is no time to be thinking about pickles. Isn't it gorgeous up here on this hill?
Oh, yes, it is.
And isn't it a gorgeous view?
Yes, it is. Gorgeous.
And that little clump of trees down below there with a white house nestling among them.
Gorgeous.
Throckmorton, you know what? I believe that's the Burton house.
Huh? Yeah, I guess it is.
What do you say on our way home if we stop off and just peek into it?
Now, Leela, you know what you said.
I know, but we have to pass there anyway, just for a minute.
But we couldn't see anything, Leela. It's all boarded up.
Yes, I suppose it is. You know what? I believe... Wait till I look in my handbag. Yes, sir. Now, what do you think of that?
What?
I just happen to have a key to the house. Judge Hooker left it with me.
Yeah?
Now, isn't that a coincidence?
All right. Let's get it over with. Yes, Leela?
Come in here. Come see what I found.
Oh? Where are you?
In here.
Yeah, looks as if somebody's broken in here, Leela. All this mess around.
Now, wait a minute. Close your eyes.
Why?
I want this to be a surprise. Let me take your hand.
No tricks now.
All right. Open them. Now, this would be your den.
Looks like the House of Representatives to me.
Don't you like it?
It's too big, Leela. The whole place is too big.
Oh, but I think it has charm, Throckmorton. I think it has definite charm.
Yeah, it has gloom, too. It's as dark as your hat in here.
Well, the shutters are closed, silly.
I know, but I like a place with plenty of light, Leela. I like a place with people around.
Did you hear something just then?
Sounded like something falling.
Throckmorton, where did he do it?
What?
Mr. Burton, where did he shoot Mrs. Burton?
How do I know? I wasn't there. I mean here.
Oh, this time I know I heard something.
Now, Leela, don't get frightened. After all, you're with me.
Oh, I wish we'd never come in here. I wish I'd... Listen, it's in that closet.
What?
Whatever it is, it's in that closet.
Yeah.
Take me out of here. Take me out of here.
Yeah, all right, Leela, but first I'm going to lock that thing in the closet.
Oh, darling,
Oh, I'm not afraid. There.
Oh, Throckmorton, come quickly, please.
Never fear, my dear. As long as you're with me, you've got nothing to be afraid of. Shall we go?
Oh, yes. I never want to come near this house again as long as I live. Throckmorton, let's get away from this awful place.
Leela, you stay here. Now that you're safe, I'm going back in the house.
And leave me alone here?
Oh, you'll be perfectly safe here. And I'm going back there and find out what that was.
Oh, Throckmorton, I wish you wouldn't.
Remember, if anything happens, Judge Hooker has my will.
Now be careful, you hear?
I'll bet that kid was scared to death when he heard me lock the door. I'll bet he thought I was never coming back. All right, Leroy. You can come out now, Leroy. Leroy, come out of there. Leroy. It's empty. That's funny. Could have sworn it was Leroy. Sounded like Leroy. Oh, my goodness. Leroy!
Oh, what a character. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Music heard on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweet. If you'd like to see pictures of the great Gildersleeve and some of the members of the cast, they're in the current issue of Radio Mirror. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to listen in again next week for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
One of the wartime problems you homemakers face is that of keeping meals from seeming skimpy. So here's a suggestion. When you're planning a vegetable dinner or when you have just a small amount of meat for the family, serve the vegetables or meat in a cream sauce in the center of a delicious macaroni and cheese ring. And make that ring the quick way with Kraft Dinner. Each Kraft Dinner package contains a special macaroni and some Kraft grated. Just 7 minutes cooking, and you have fluffy, tender macaroni with cheese goodness through and through. For the ring, you merely press the hot Kraft Dinner macaroni and cheese in a mold for just a moment. Still easier is Kraft Dinner served as is without fixings. Kraft Dinner is nourishing, economical, and so good. A box of it gives enough macaroni and cheese for a family of 4 and takes just one single red ration point. Notice that, one red ration point for Kraft Dinner. Ask your dealer for Kraft Dinner soon. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
presents The Great Gildersleeve. Cheese Company will also bring you Bing Crosby every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. We'll hear from The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, if you live in the South, you've probably already harvested many good things from your victory garden. If you live in the North, the first tender green shoots are pushing their way through the soil. Wherever you live, the chances are you're congratulating yourself on hard work that's worth it because you're providing your family with wholesome, good-tasting food. Kraft, the makers of Parquet margarine, get much the same feeling of satisfaction, too, in making a food that fits in so well with your cash and ration stamp budgets. For Parquet margarine requires just 5 red ration points a pound. And besides being a delicious, appetizing spread for bread, it's also a fine seasoning that'll add delicate extra flavor to garden vegetables served piping hot on your table. Yes, and Parquet is a real flavor shortening for your home baking, and it's grand for pan frying, too. What's more, Parquet is one of the best energy foods you can serve, and it contains vitamin A. So ask your dealer for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now let's join the Great Gildersleeve in Summerfield. It's a beautiful Saturday morning in May, the kind of a Saturday morning that makes a man think twice before he starts down to the office. Mr. Gildersleeve, who is strictly human, has thought twice and is about to think again when the doorbell rings.
Oh, who the... I think it's a postman, Leroy.
Postman? Gee, maybe he's got my stuff.
Huh?
Hi, Mr. Underwood.
Hello there, young fellow. I've got something for you if you've got 97 cents for me.
97? Just a second. Say, could I have my allowance now, please?
Well, I guess so. Let me see. I haven't got 50 cents in change.
Is that so? Well, that's funny. I was about to ask for a slight advance anyhow. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, very funny.
Say, hurry up, son. The United States Mail waits for no man.
Well, please, just once. It's an emergency.
Well, all right. Here, pay the man, and we'll discuss it later.
Gee, thanks, Unc. Here's the money, Mr. Underwood.
All right, Sonny, thanks.
Oh, boy, this is it. From the Lincoln Novelty Company.
Wait a minute. I thought this was an emergency.
Well, it is. Tomorrow's Tom Ladd's birthday.
Oh.
So, naturally, I had to get him some kind of remembrance, something worthwhile.
What'd you get him?
Oh, a few novelties.
Novelties? What are they, Leroy?
Oh, just little things a boy would like.
Young man, let me see that package.
Oh, no, Unc.
From the Lincoln Novelty Company, the boy's best friend since 1878. What are you buying from him, Leroy?
Oh, it's the greatest thing you ever saw. You put it in your mouth and you can throw your voice anywhere. It makes you a regular ventriloquist.
Leroy, I bought one of those things 25 years ago, and it's no good.
Gosh, what do you expect for a dime, Edgar Bergen? Besides, they've improved it.
Never mind. That's a dime. Now, what else did you spend the money for?
Well, there's this certain powder.
Yeah, sneezing powder?
Partly.
Itching powder?
Yeah. Did you try that too, Unc?
Yeah, but you won't. My father gave me a licking I'll never forget for that.
Well, I guess parents didn't understand children in those days, did they, Unc?
I think they understood him pretty well, Leroy. I'm going to explain a few things to you right now.
Oh, for corn's sake. Just because I want to borrow 47 cents.
It's not the 47 cents, my boy. It's your whole conception of money. Where it comes from, what it's for. Now, if you had a job, as many boys do at your age...
Can I get a job, Unc?
I think it'd do you good. Teach you the value of $1, the dignity of honest labor. I think it'd be fine for you to get a job, Leroy. Earn $1 or $2 every week, perhaps.
$1 or $2? Are you kidding? I can go right down to the cartridge factory and knock off $37.50 every Saturday.
What?
Well, that's what Hector Briggs makes.
Never mind. You'll get a part-time job that you can handle after school, or you'll have none. Now, do you want it?
Well, sure, it's better than nothing. Well, where am I going to get one?
I'll get one for you. Oh, my goodness, it's 11 o'clock. If I don't get to work pretty soon, people will say I'm a part-time water commissioner. Don't worry, Leroy. I'll get you a job.
in, Gildy. Come in.
Hello, Judge. Horace, I come to ask your advice.
Well, I don't know why you didn't come to me long ago.
What do you mean?
Throckmorton, you and I are old friends, aren't we?
That's right, Horace.
We've been through a lot together, haven't we?
That's right.
I guess we don't have to beat around the bush with each other, do we?
Certainly not.
Gildy, let's face it. Marriage is a wonderful institution, but it's not for us.
What?
Well, now, don't misunderstand me. Leela Ransom is a fine woman.
Hooker, I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm talking about has nothing to do with Leela Ransom, and I'll thank you to keep her out of this.
Sorry, Gildy. Sorry, old man. Sorry. Sorry.
All right.
If I spoke out of turn, I'm sorry.
All right.
I could bite my tongue off.
You don't have to do that.
10,000 pardons, old man. I'm sorry.
All right, you're sorry. What I came here to talk to you about is Leroy, Judge.
Leroy? Well, what has our young friend got himself into now?
Nothing. It's just what I'm afraid he might get into. I think he needs something to keep him out of mischief, Judge. I think he ought to have a job.
Best thing in the world for him.
Oh, you think so?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to know you feel that way about it. Horace.
Yes, Gildy?
You and I are old friends, aren't we?
That's right, Gildy.
We've been through a lot together, you and I.
We certainly have.
You know, Horace, if you had a son...
That's one of the sorrows of my life, Gildy. That I haven't a son.
I know, but if you had a son, and say that son was at the age where he was ready to take a job...
Yeah?
Do you know I'd feel positively hurt if you didn't send him to me for a job first?
Would you, Gildy?
Absolutely. I'd feel downright hurt. Now, I haven't any son either, but I have got a nephew, Judge.
Gildy, do you mean you want me to give Leroy a job?
That's right.
Are you kidding?
All right, Hooker, try and get any favors out of me.
That you, Unc?
Yes, Leroy. And I'd like a word with you.
Unc, guess what? I've got a surprise.
Well, that's fine, but suppose you save it for a moment. Leroy, I'm afraid I'm going to have to disappoint you.
Disappoint me?
Yes, my boy. I promised this morning that I'd get you a job, but I find it's not as easy as I thought.
Yeah, but, Unc...
Please let me finish. I realized that you'd be disappointed, so I decided I'd give you a job myself.
At your office?
No, right here, my boy, mowing the lawn.
Well, I did that last summer.
I know, but this summer I'll pay you. Shall we consider it settled?
Well, there's just one catch, Unc.
What's that?
I got a job myself this afternoon. Peavy's drugstore.
What?
I start tomorrow. See you later, Unc.
Wait a minute. Who's going to mow the lawn?
Leroy. Leroy.
Huh? Oh, yes, Mr. Peavy. Just straightening out the magazines here. I'll have them fixed in 2 shakes.
That's all right. You go ahead and read the comics if you want. No harm in that. I just wanted to say I'm going to leave you in charge here for a few minutes.
Oh, boy, my big opportunity.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I'll only be a minute. I just got a little errand for Mrs. Peavy before the butcher shop closes. Veal cutlet.
Well, take your time, Mr. Peavy. I can handle the store.
I think you can. There's just 1 or 2 things before I go, if you don't mind, Leroy.
Yes, sir?
I've noticed when you answer the phone, you've been saying Peavy's Pharmacy.
Well, don't you like that?
Well, no, I think that's a little flashy. I prefer just a very conservative hello.
Oh. All right, Mr. Peavy. I'll remember.
And the only other thing is this. Don't prescribe for people.
Well, I thought that was what druggists were for.
Pharmacists, Leroy. We are pharmacists.
Oh, I forgot.
No, we never prescribe. I made an arrangement to that effect with Dr. Pettibone some years ago. We agreed that I wouldn't try to cure his patients and he wouldn't make any ice cream sodas. Just be careful, that's all. Oh, hello, Piggy.
Hiya, Mr. Peavy. Hi, Leroy. Hi.
I guess I can trust you to wait on your young friend here, Leroy. I'll be back shortly.
Hey, you, put down that comic book. I'm just looking at it. Well, Dad, I just finished straightening up those magazines. I could look at it if I want to, not unless I say so. I'm in charge here. Oh, Who says so? I say so. Who are you? You'll find out. Listen, Banks, drop that book. Okay. Keep your hands off things, see? I'm in charge here. I'm responsible. Don't want to look at your old comics anyway. I've read them all. And don't be swinging on that seat. You're liable to bust it. Come on. What do you want here? I want some candy. How much money you got? Oh, don't worry. I've got the money. More money than you'll ever see. Oh, yeah? You know how much money I make here? $3 a week. Yeah. I do. And you know how much that is in a year? About $150. Gosh. What are you going to do with it all? I haven't decided yet. Probably buy a drum and a set of traps. Real ones? Of course, real ones. What do you think? Gosh. Will you let anybody else play it? Don't make me laugh. This is a very valuable drum I'm going to buy. Leroy. What? I'll tell you something if you'll tell me something. What? Who's your best friend? I don't know. I've got a lot of friends. I'll have to think it over. You know who my best friend is? Who cares? Come on, are you going to buy anything or aren't you? Sure. I'm going to buy some candy. And if I thought you were a friend of mine, I'd give you some of it. Candy. I can eat all I want of it here. Make up your mind. What do you want? Give me a jazz bar. Let me see your nickel. Why? I have to see your money first. Who says so? I say so. Who are you? You'll find out. Oh. Hello, Unc.
Well, what's going on here?
Just making a sale.
Sounds more as if you were killing one. Well, hello, Piggy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. Here's your candy, Banks. That'll be $1 nickel with tax. Well, Unc, what can I do for you today?
Leroy.
Yes?
What are you going to do with that nickel?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Want to watch that, young man?
Yes, sir. I'll go on, you little squirt, before I beat your brains in.
Leroy, that's not the way to speak to a customer.
Yes, sir. Here comes Mr. Peavy. What do you have, Unc?
Nothing, my boy. I happened to be driving by, and I thought if you were through here, maybe you'd like a ride home.
Well, gosh, that's nice of you, but it's a little early, isn't it, Unc?
Well, I think if I speak to Mr. Peavy, I can get him to let you off.
Gee, thanks.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Peavy. I just dropped in to ask if I could borrow this boy of mine for the rest of the afternoon.
Well, certainly, Mr. Gildersleeve. I don't think I'll be needing him.
Well, thanks, Peavy.
Yeah, thanks.
You know how it is. Grass is getting a little long there at home.
Grass?
I quite understand.
Yeah, Unc, you didn't say anything about...
Quiet, Leroy. I'll tell you what I'll do, Peavy. I'll hire him back from you. 50 cents for the rest of the afternoon.
Well, it won't be... excuse me. Telephone.
Yeah. And if you need him for any deliveries, just phone and I'll send him right over.
Hello?
But, Unc, 50 cents to mow the lawn. I don't even get the 50 cents.
Well, that's business, my boy.
Business, that's slavery.
Yes.
You can't do it, Unc. It's against the Constitution.
It's quiet, you. How can Mr. Peavy telephone?
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that.
And maybe this will be a lesson to you, young man, not to try to match wits with your uncle.
Yes, indeed. Right away.
Well, I guess we'll be running along then, Peavy.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm terribly sorry.
What is it?
They just phoned from Judge Hooker's house.
Hooker?
It seems the old gentleman has just had a sudden attack of indigestion, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to send Leroy out with some Ipecac.
Hooray! Gosh, that's too bad.
Why, the old goat. Why doesn't he watch out what he eats? Who does he think he is, a 10-year-old? No wonder he gets the cobbly wobbles. You know what I think, Peavy? I think he did this deliberately.
Well, now, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, he did. He did this just to spite me.
Oh!
Leroy.
What a character.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few seconds. Now, I believe I've said all I need to about Parquet, the delicious margarine made by Kraft. You know it's nourishing, and you know it tastes good. So now I'm going to talk about the men and women behind the counter in your favorite food store. I'm going to talk about them because they deserve a word of praise for the perfectly marvelous job they're doing in these trying times. The people in grocery stores have always worked hard, but in these days, with shortages of help, shortages of food, and food rationing, well, they really have a job to do, and believe me, they're doing it. They're doing a job for the manufacturers of food, for you, and for Uncle Sam. And in spite of the fact that point rationing is many times more complicated for them than for any of us, they carry on cheerfully, patiently, long hours, day in and day out. Without the willing cooperation of the grocer and his helpers, rationing could not succeed, nor could any of us eat as well as we're eating. Now, there are no awards of merit for these hard-working patriots, but they, too, are helping to win the war. Let's give them our support by budgeting ration points ahead, by shopping early in the day and early in the week. Now let's return to Summerfield. After a week with Leroy working for Peavy, Gildersleeve's lawn has become almost a jungle, and if he's ever to conquer it, it must be done today. So while Marjorie lolls in the hammock, we find him reluctantly trundling the mower out of his garage and calling upon the spirits of his ancestors to give him strength.
Grass. Everywhere you look, nothing but grass. I hate the stuff.
Talking to me, Uncle Mort?
No, I'm talking to myself, my dear. I'm talking to the grass. Yeah, all right, you can laugh. You're a woman, Marjorie. You don't have to wrestle with it.
We could always get a goat.
A goat? For this grass, we'd have to get a goat with a motor on it.
Why not? A motor goat.
A motor goat. You couldn't get any self-respecting goat to do this kind of work. It takes a dumb beast like a man.
Oh, Uncle Mort.
That's all I am, just a beast of burden, my dear, a slave. All day long, up and down, up and down, up and down. Is that any kind of a life?
Oh, it'll probably be the making of you. A little exercise?
In all this heat? It's the worst thing in the world for me. Say, I know.
What?
How's to run in and send Bertie out with a nice big pitcher of lemonade, huh? That might help.
All right, if you like.
And some lady fingers to go with it.
We've just finished lunch.
Well, you can't run an engine without fuel, you know. Motor goat. This darn lawn. What good is it? We never play croquet anyway. Well, here goes.
Throckmorton.
Oh, Leela.
Am I interrupting something, Throckmorton?
Oh, that's all right. I haven't really started here yet. Come on, Leela. Let's sit down here on the grass, huh? Shall we?
All right, let's. Oh, this is nice. You know what I love?
Huh?
I love to run my fingers through the nice, soft grass and feel the warm earth underneath. Don't you?
Yes, and feel those darn little roots pushing it up, pushing it up.
Oh, silly.
Yeah. Listen, Leela.
What?
I think I can hear it growing.
Oh, Throckmorton, I love you when you're like this.
Like what?
Silly.
Silly? Well, what's silly about it? You don't realize I have to mow all this. Every blade of it. As far as the eye can reach. All by myself. And today.
Oh, then, Throckmorton, I'd better be going so you can get at it.
Oh, Leela, don't rush off.
No, I was going to ask you to do something.
Oh, I'd love to, Leela.
No, not till you finish this.
Well, tell me what it is.
No, Throckmorton, not till you're through here.
Oh, please.
No.
Pretty please.
No. Throckmorton, let go. Here comes Bertie.
Yeah? After I finished, will you?
After you finish. So you hurry up and get to work now, you hear?
Darn lawn. Well, here goes.
Here's your lemonade, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Just in the nick of time, Bertie. Say, looks mighty good, too.
Yes, sir. Here's a glass.
Oh, never mind the glass. I'll just drink it out of the pitcher, like this.
Look out there, Mr. Gildersleeve. Look out you don't fall in. What a man. Mr. Gildersleeve, you better come up for air.
I tell you, there's nothing like a pitcher of lemonade after a hard day's mowing.
Pretty good before it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Bertie. Say, by the way, Bertie.
Yes, sir?
Tell me something. Don't you get awfully tired of staying in that hot kitchen all day long?
Well, sir, I was mostly brung up in hot kitchens, so I guess I'm kind of used to it. My blood got thinned out or something.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to get outdoors once in a while and get a little fresh air?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, it's so long now since I had any fresh air, I don't know how I could handle it.
Nonsense. Fresh air is good for you, Bertie.
Yes, sir?
Do you know anything about lawnmowers, Bertie?
Well, yes, I know the main thing about them.
What's that?
Keep away from them.
will be the death of me yet. Grass, it sneaks up on you. It grows when your back is turned.
Hi there, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, Ben. Hello, Ben.
Hi.
Well, I haven't seen you around here lately, my boy.
Oh, been kind of busy. Well, see, you're doing a little lawn mowing.
Yeah, just mowing the lawn.
Yeah. Great exercise. Great for the stomach muscles.
Yeah, great.
Is Marge around?
Marge? Well, she's inside there somewhere.
Oh, good.
Oh, Ben.
Yes, sir?
You're a mechanic, Ben. I wonder if you'd come here a minute and take a look at this confounded lawnmower.
Oh, is there something wrong with it?
Well, I don't know if there's anything really wrong, but it seems to push awful hard.
Oh, well, maybe you got it set too tight.
Huh?
Let's turn her over and take a look.
Yeah, you go right ahead, Ben.
Yeah. Seems to spin all right.
Oh?
Have you tried it?
Have I tried it? I've been at this thing since lunch. I mowed clear down to that hedge and back, Ben.
Huh. Funny, I don't know what it could be then.
I'll tell you what. You try it, huh? Maybe I just haven't got the knack of it.
Oh, well, all right, sure.
Yeah, here. Better take your coat off, Ben. I'll hold it.
Oh, I don't need to take my coat off just to try it.
Oh, well, I know, but it's a hot day. You better give it to me.
Don't you do it, Ben.
Oh, Marge. Gosh, I didn't see you.
Neither did I. How long have you been standing there, my dear?
Long enough to see what's going on.
Now, Marjorie, nothing was further from my mind
Then what?
than, you know.
All right, put your coat on, Ben. You're through for the day.
Oh, you dropped something there, my boy.
Oh, my poppy. Poppy day.
I suppose some pretty girl sold you that.
Yeah, she was, kind of.
Now, Margie, nothing wrong with Ben's buying a poppy. Poppy Day is a very, very worthy cause.
Only joking, Uncle Mort. I'm only jealous because he didn't buy it from me.
Oh, gosh, if I'd known you were selling them.
Well, if you'd come around a little oftener.
Well, shall we,
Yes, let's.
Oh, don't go. Sit down on the swing here.
Yeah, but you see, I've got something I'd kind of like to talk over with her. Some news.
Well, talk it over with her right here.
Uncle Mort?
I know you two want to be alone. Doesn't take a lawnmower to fall on me. You make yourselves comfortable here, and I'll just knock off for a little while, huh?
Mr. Gildersleeve, gosh, we don't want to interrupt your work.
Then, if we don't, he'll never forgive us.
Huh? Marjorie, I think that's hardly fair. However, things being as they are, I'll see you later. Marjorie, when are we going to have supper? I'm half starved.
We'll have it just as soon as Leroy arrives, Uncle Mort.
Leroy? It's Leroy this and Leroy that. Who the dickens is Leroy?
He's the kid that used to mow the lawn, remember?
Yeah, and he'll mow it again, too.
Well, let's be nice to him when he gets home.
All right.
After all, it's his first week's work, and that's a pretty big milestone for a boy.
Is Leroy working?
Mm-hmm. He's been working for Mr. Peavy this week, Dan.
Oh, soda jerk?
Well, something like that.
Now, Uncle Mort, I'll bet Leroy learns plenty in that drugstore.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, yes, he will. I'll bet you that when he... Hi, everybody!
Oh, thank goodness. Bertie! Bertie!
I heard him too, Mr. Gildersleeve.
All right.
Hi, folks. The toiler is home from his toil. Who's going to get my pipe and slippers?
Young man, I want you to get this through your head. You're no more important than anyone else in this house.
Well, now, I wouldn't say that.
Uncle Mort, did I hear you say you wouldn't learn anything from Mr. Peavy?
Yeah, I take it all back, my dear.
I'm sorry I'm late, folks, but wait till you see what I've got. Here, Marge. Don't say I never did anything for you.
Why, Leroy, a present. You darling.
Here, Up. Merry Christmas.
What? Why, Leroy, you shouldn't have done this.
Oh, look.
It's a gadget to fix the runs in stockings.
Oh.
Guaranteed to fix nylon, silk, anything. Got to see the fella do it.
What fella?
The fella I bought it from. He had a whole suitcase full of them.
Oh, Leroy, it's simply marvelous. It's just what I wanted.
Well, I seem to have a pencil here.
Oh, but that's not all, Unc. It's got 2 different kinds of lead and a ruler down the side with genuine millimeters on it and a flashlight on the end.
What, no banjo? Well, thank you, my boy. I don't know what to say, really.
Oh, that's okay, Unc. You're welcome. Hey, I'd better take Bertie her present.
Oh, what'd you get for Bertie, Leroy?
A bracelet with rubies in it.
What?
Well, they might be rubies.
He's really a very generous kid.
He certainly is.
Golly, you must have spent a pile of money on all that stuff.
I'm afraid so.
Thank you, Leroy. Ah, forget it, Bertie. Well, it won't be long now, folks.
Are you hungry?
Am I? I didn't have time to make myself a soda the whole afternoon.
Leroy, listen to me a moment. You've been very generous, and generosity is a fine trait. But I'm afraid you spent too much money on these presents.
Oh, don't worry, Unc. I got plenty left. I figure I'll be able to get my drum in just 14 weeks.
I want to explain something to you, my boy. You're making money now. Everyone in this country is making money.
Yeah?
But hardly anybody is making things to sell anymore. Most of the work is going into making bullets and such for the war.
Yeah?
What I'm trying to say is everybody ought to spend their money on war bonds and stamps instead of things they don't need. That's the way to fight inflation.
Oh, you mean I shouldn't get the drum?
Oh, I didn't say that. It'd be a very good thing if we all thought more about the war and less about ourselves.
Oh, gosh, Unc, I can't be thinking about the war all the time.
Would it be easier if you knew somebody who was in it?
Yeah, sure, I suppose so. But I don't.
Yes, you do, Leroy.
Oh, no, I don't, Marge, honest.
Ben, can I tell?
Huh? Oh, sure, I guess so.
All right. Leroy, this morning, Ben got his commission in the Navy. He'll be leaving very soon to join a ship.
Gosh, the Navy.
Well, I didn't know about this, Ben. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The Navy.
Yeah, brings war a little closer, doesn't it, my boy?
Yeah. And me worrying about a drum. Well, now that Ben's in the Navy, I better buy him some bullets. I'll buy bonds, Unc.
Yeah, now you're talking like a grown-up man, Leroy, and I'm proud of you.
Leroy, I hate to say it, but you're wonderful. Come here.
Huh?
Here. I haven't got a medal for you, but... There!
Oh, gosh. What's the idea of kissing people like that? No wonder Ben is joining the Navy.
Well, little Leroy hasn't grown up as much as I thought he had. What good is it? You can't eat it. You can't sell grass. All you can do is mow it. Oh, these darn mosquitoes. Oh, brother, this has been one of my bad days.
Throckmorton.
Oh, that's you, Leela?
I've been expecting you all afternoon, Throckmorton. What happened?
Oh, nothing happened, Leela. I've been working here like a dog. But by George, enough is enough. I'm quitting right now. What is it you want me to do, Leela?
Oh, well, it's too late now, Throckmorton.
Oh, no, it's not, Leela.
Oh, but it is.
Leela, don't be like that. It's never too late. A man's got to have a little fun. What is it you were going to suggest that we do?
Well, I thought if you got through with your lawn in time, maybe you'd help me with mine.
That's all. Good night, everybody.
Music heard on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweeten. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to listen in again next Sunday for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
Lots of you ladies are having to use ingenuity these days to make the main dish hearty. Well, here's a very clever trick. Serve a small amount of meat or chicken or eggs or vegetables creamed in a licking good macaroni and cheese ring. And make that ring the fast way with Kraft Dinner in only 7 minutes cooking time. The Kraft Dinner macaroni is a special kind that cooks fluffy tender just in boiling water. The Kraft grated in each Kraft Dinner box puts the cheese flavor through and through the macaroni in a jiffy. Press the delicious hot Kraft Dinner into a ring mold, let it set for a moment, and then serve with your creamed meat or vegetables. Or serve the Kraft Dinner macaroni and cheese all by itself. Either way, you have a real wartime special. For one Kraft Dinner box gives you macaroni and cheese for 4 people, and you give out just one single red ration point. Get some soon. Just ask for Kraft Dinner. This program reached you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. The Kraft Cheese Company will also bring you Bing Crosby every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Wheaton and Sam Moore. We'll hear from the great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, do the men in your family think flavor is the most important virtue of the food you serve? Well, you homemakers know that nutrition is equally important. And that's why Parquet, the quality margarine made by Kraft, is so popular with so many American families. For Parquet margarine is the wonderful red ration stamp value in both flavor and nutrition. It requires just 5 red ration points a pound, and it has a delicate, appetizing flavor that really satisfies. As a spread for bread and a seasoning for hot cooked vegetables, I think you'll agree that Parquet flavor is just about tops. Cakes and cookies taste better when made with Parquet margarine, too, because it's a real flavor shortening, and you like it for pan frying because it doesn't spatter or stick to the pan. What's more, Parquet is highly nutritious. In fact, it's one of the best energy foods you can serve, and it's a reliable year-round source of vitamin A. So for flavor, for economy, and for good nutrition, ask your dealer for Parquet, Parkay, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now, on to Summerfield and the great Gildersleeve. It's the last day of May, just 4 weeks before his wedding day, and Gildersleeve is a busy, busy man. This morning, while others make preparations for the Memorial Day exercises, the great man is in his study, straightening out his affairs and clearing the decks for matrimony. So we find him now with pen in hand, laboring over the composition of a mighty document.
I, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, being of sound mind and body, do hereby devise and bequeath...
Uncle Lord, excuse me.
Yes, Marjorie?
Come out and see it.
Come out and see what?
The flag. We've got it up.
Oh, in a little while, my dear. Right now, I'm very...
Come on. You aren't doing anything, and it looks so pretty.
Not doing anything, my dear young lady. I happen to be engaged in one of the most solemn duties of a man's lifetime. Do you know what I'm writing?
Oh, fool. Everybody think it was your last will and testament. Now, come on.
But, hey, let go.
Come on.
Well, let me put down my pen first. I don't know what there is such a rush about anyway. I've seen the flag before.
Well, we found a new place for it, and we want you to see.
Oh, where?
We hung it from the roof.
How did you ever get it up there?
And Leroy climbed out the attic window. Come out in the yard and tell us if you like it.
Well...
We want the place to look nice when the parade goes by.
Oh, and Leela's coming over, too.
Good. So's Ben. And Bertie's planned a wonderful lunch. There. Do you like the flag, Jeff? How does it look to your artistic eye, Unc?
Well, it looks fine, Leroy. Only for heaven's sakes, be careful up there.
Don't worry. Isn't it pretty? I think ours is the prettiest house on the street, don't you?
Yeah, but I wish Leroy would get down off that roof.
Hey, I'm a tightrope walker. Look, everybody. A great concolino. Leroy!
Leroy, get off of that railing.
I can't look.
Young man, you get in off that roof before I come up there after you.
Are you kidding?
Leroy, you heard me.
Okay, I'll be right down.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Be careful now, my boy. That crazy kid.
Honestly, what comes over, boy?
I don't know. It's a wonder to me he's lived as long as he has. Oh, that reminds me. I got to get back to work. Call me when it's time for the parade.
Oh, we won't be along for an hour yet.
Parades, tightrope walkers, more interruptions. People just left me alone till I get this will finished. Will. Leroy's the one who should make the will. The great concolino. Oh, brother. Let me see now. I, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, being of sound mind and body, do hereby devise and bequeath to my lawfully wedded wife, no, to my dearly beloved wife, my dearly beloved wife. Come in, beloved.
Hi, Gildy.
Yep. Hooker. What do you want? What on earth are you dressed up for, an admiral?
I'm leading the parade today, Grand Marshal. Just stopped over to ask if you wouldn't join us.
In the parade?
Yeah.
You mean march?
Yes.
On foot?
Well, I suppose you could go on your hands and knees.
Oh, no, Judge. I'm not much on marching. My feet.
You've got to, Gildy. All the younger men are gone this year, and we want them to have a nice turnout.
Well, I guess I can certainly keep up with you, you old goat. I'll tell you, I'll do it on one condition.
What's that?
If you'll help me with my will.
You're drawing up a will?
Sure. Got a little start on it right here.
Let's see it. I, Throckmorton T. Gildersleeve, being of sound mind and body. Gildy, mind if I ask a question?
What?
What makes you think you're of sound mind?
Huh?
And look at that body.
Never mind the priceless wit, Booker. You don't want to help me, don't.
Now, Gildy, I should be delighted to draw up your will for you at any other time. Right now, I've got to get down to City Hall. How about this afternoon?
Well, all right, then.
See you down at the parade. Oh, Gildy, there's one thing that just occurred to me.
Yes?
On second thought, you might prefer to have another attorney handle your will for you.
Why, Judge?
Well, I don't like to bring this up, but we're old friends, aren't we, Gildy?
Yes, we are.
We've been through a lot together, haven't we?
Yes, we've been through all that before, too. What's on your mind?
You may not be aware of this, but under the law, it is illegal for persons witnessing or drawing up a will to be beneficiaries. I merely mention this.
Why?
Well, we're such old friends, and we've been through so much together. I just thought, if you should want to leave me some slight remembrance.
Judge, I'm going to leave you a lock of my hair.
About time you were starting for the parade?
Keep your shirt on, my boy. Parades never start on time. Isn't that right, Ben?
I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. I thought we were just going to watch it go by the house here.
Well, you are, but I'm going to march in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. What war were you in?
I was in World War I, Ben.
Oh, sure. Did you get to France, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I should say I did, my boy. Paris. I wonder if you'll get over there.
I suppose I might.
Yes. Well, if you do, I wonder if... Leroy, will you go help your sister for a minute?
Help her what? She ain't doing anything.
She's not doing anything.
Well, that's what I said.
Never mind. Go away. Go upstairs and bring down that picture of me in my uniform so I can show Ben.
Okay.
And tell Marjorie to hurry down here. Ben will walk out on her.
Yeah, fat chance.
What was I saying, Ben?
Something about France, I think.
Oh, yes. If you should get to Paris, my boy, I want you to go to a certain number on a certain street and ask a certain party if she remembers Monsieur Gildersleeve. Beau Yank, she used to call me. Will you look her up, Ben?
Sure, Mr. Gildersleeve, only I can't speak any French to speak of.
Well, when I first met her, I couldn't either. But inside of a week, comment ça va, parlez-vous français, l'amour toujours l'amour. You get the idea?
Oui, oui.
Oh, she was a lovely creature, Ben. And her mother. Oh, boy, how she could cook. I think you'll like her, Ben.
Oh, sure.
She's a blonde, just 28 years old in 1918. Let me see. That would make her
53.
It's not possible. Oh, my goodness, how time flies.
Here's a picture, Unc. The boy commando in person.
I don't care to see it now, Leroy. 53. Poor Mimi. I can't believe it.
Oh, gosh, Unc, what's the matter?
Nothing. Go help Marjorie.
For Pete's sake, aren't you through talking about Paris?
Leroy, you're getting too fresh. Oh, that's Mrs. Ransom. We have a little signal.
Martin.
In here, Leela.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning, sweetheart.
I think the flag out in front looks just beautiful.
Leela, I've got a surprise for you. I'm going to march in the parade.
Why, Throckmorton, how exciting.
Would you like to see his picture in uniform, Mrs. Ransom?
Leroy, give me that.
Oh, now, Throckmorton, I want to see you. Oh, why, you were cute in your uniform.
Cute?
Wasn't he, Ben?
Well, just let it go, my boy.
Well, I don't understand the insignia on your uniform, Throckmorton. Beauregard used to have Leachy on the shoulder.
Leach? Oh, well, I didn't go into the Army at the top. I went in as a private and won my promotion the hard way.
How'd you come out, Unc?
Corporal. Well, I got to get started if I'm going to be in the parade. The boys are assembling behind the courthouse at 11. Goodbye, Leela. I'm off to the war.
Oh, wait a minute, Throckmorton.
What's the matter?
You're not going to march in the parade in just that little old business suit, are you?
What else?
Well, your uniform, silly.
Oh, I couldn't, Leela.
Oh, but you'd look so distinguished.
It would look out of date, Leela. The uniforms today are entirely different.
Oh, Throckmorton, you never do anything I ask you.
I do too, Leela. I just don't know where my uniform is.
I know, Unc. It's up in the attic.
Leroy.
Oh, good for you, Leroy. Please, Throckmorton, for Leela.
All right. Leroy, you come with me. Little sharp eyes. Well, which trunk is it in, Leroy?
This one over here, Unc.
That one? I haven't got the key to that. I guess we'll just have to let the uniform go.
Don't worry, Unc. It's open.
Mothballs. Come on, Leroy. Fish it out of there. I haven't got all day.
Here's the pants. Gosh, they look a little small, Unc.
Yeah, well, this stuff shrinks, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. Besides, mothballs will shrink anything, Leroy. Well, I don't find any puttees in here. Maybe we just better let the pants go.
Okay, here's the coat.
Blouse, Leroy, blouse.
Oh, blouse. Well, anyhow, it looks as if the mothballs cut that down, too.
What did I tell you? Well, I think maybe I can get into it, though. Here, hold my coat.
Okay.
Probably be a little tight, but it'll sort of give a military effect. See? I got it on.
Yeah. Yeah, but can you button it?
Oh, of course. You ought to remember that when I was in France, I weighed several pounds less than I do today.
Are you kidding?
George, it feels good to get back in the old uniform. Come on, Leroy, let's show the ladies. Well, folks, what do you think of it?
Throckmorton, what in the world happened to the trousers?
They were shut off.
Leroy, quiet. No puttees, Leela. Can't wear them without puttees.
Oh, well, the coat looks awfully military. I think you'll be the handsomest man in the whole parade. I honestly do.
Oh, well, that's all I wanted to know, Leela. Well, I'm off. I kiss your hand, fair lady.
Oh, don't bend over.
Well, I'm glad I didn't try to wear the pants.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few seconds. Meanwhile, instead of saying more about Parquet, the quality margarine made by Kraft, I'd like to say right here and now, hats off to the man who sells Parquet, your neighborhood grocer. If point rationing is causing you occasional headaches, remember that rationing is a major problem for your grocer hundreds of times each day. In fact, he deserves real credit if his disposition isn't tattered and worn, what with getting to work so early in the morning to arrange his stocks for you and working far into the night every night to sort his stamps and plan his ordering. He has endless records and reports to fill out, too. Yes, your food dealer is an important workman on the home front, and he merits the help and the cooperation of all of us. You see, most of the foods he buys and sells are rationed to him, too. He has to budget his ration stamps in order to buy many of the things you buy from him. So why not help yourself and help him at the same time by planning family menus several days in advance and by shopping early in the week and early in the day? Your friend the grocer will appreciate it. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. Clad in the conservative business suit, he's marched valiantly in the hot sun, and now he's arriving at his home to claim the soldier's reward. In this case, a share of the delicious lunch which Bertie's promised. But our hero's a little late, and the house seems strangely quiet.
Marjorie, Leroy, where is everybody?
Is that you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Of course it's me, Bertie. Where is everybody?
Well, they waited for you, Mr. Gildersleeve. They waited about 2 hours before they had lunch. You've been marching all this time?
Oh, yes, Bertie. I marched so far, my feet are killing me. I'm so hungry, I don't care.
Well, you just sit down and take your shoes off, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I'll warm up a nice lunch for you right away.
Thank you, Bertie.
What did you march so well, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, it wasn't all marching, Bertie. We stood there in the park for a couple of hours listening to the speeches. But it certainly was impressive. Makes a man think, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to be remembered by everyone as a man who did something for the city.
Well, sir, you the head man at the waterworks.
Well, I'm Summerfield's 16th water commissioner, yes. But a few years from now, who'll know it? That's what I've been thinking about some sort of a monument for, Bertie.
You mean like a statue?
Well, I don't know. You think that'd be good?
Oh, no, sir. I don't care much for statues. Now, you take them 2 statues in the park. Every time I walk past Abraham Lincoln standing there, I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he's been standing there so long.
Yes. Well, what about the statue of General Fremont? Don't you like that?
No, sir. Every time I go past that, I get mad.
But why?
Because he's got a horse and I'm walking. And he ain't even going nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. I'm afraid you just don't like sculpture, though, Bertie.
Oh, yes, I do, Mr. Gildersleeve. You know what I like?
What?
That fountain in front of the courthouse with the water spraying down and the goldfish swimming around down below. I like that.
So do I. By George, a fountain, Bertie. For a water commissioner, what could be better? With a little bronze plaque on it. Not too little. Let's see. This fountain presented to the city by Summerfield's 16th water commissioner, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Then maybe some short, dignified statement like, he served his fellow townsmen well.
Sounds mighty pretty, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, sir. I can hear the water splashing in the fountain right now.
So can I. Oh, my goodness, the gravy's boiling over.
Yeah. Gravy? Bertie, I'm starving.
Well, hang on, Mr. Gildersleeve. You can't starve to death till you get that monument.
Yeah, you're right, Bertie. I'm going to have Judge Hooker put in that fountain in my will right now.
Throckmorton, let me ask you something. Why are you suddenly in such a sweat to make a will after letting it go all this time?
Well, for one thing, I think it's a man's duty to make a will, for one thing.
Yeah? What else?
Well, Leela mentioned it once or twice.
Oh.
And anyhow, I think it's a man's duty. You can't tell. Things can happen. Here I am about to get married.
Gildy, it strikes me that you're preparing for marriage as if you were preparing for the next world.
Now, see here, Hooker. That's not true.
All right. Sorry. I'm true, but I shouldn't have said it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. If I'm to draw up this will, I'm going to require certain information.
Such as what?
Well, to begin with, how much money have you got?
Don't you wish you knew?
Well, I've got to know.
What for?
Gildy, if you want me to help you with your will, you've got to take me into your confidence.
Well, all right, Judge. What do you want to know?
I ask you, how much money have you got?
None of your business. If I tell you, you'll tell everybody in town.
Gildy, what passes between a lawyer and his client is strictly confidential. You know that. Come on now. How much have you got?
Cash?
Cash.
Well, in the neighborhood of $500.
In the neighborhood?
Yes. Small neighborhood, isn't it?
It's all right, Gildy. We're neighbors.
Oh, you too?
I'd be lucky if I could put my hands on $300 right now.
Well, to be perfectly frank with you, Judge, I've got just $275. And that's not counting the bills that'll be pouring in tomorrow.
Isn't it terrible?
Terrible, the way things are. A man's lucky if he can stay out of jail.
Now, let's see. The insurance. Now, what about the rest? What about Leela? Of course, she has her own money.
Yes. I'll tell you what I thought, Horace. I thought it'd be nice to endow a small memorial.
Memorial?
Yeah, a fountain, perhaps. A memorial fountain.
Memorial to what?
Well, to the two of us. Me being water commissioner, I think a fountain would be kind of appropriate, don't you? You know, with water coming out.
Throckmorton, may I ask what you propose to endow this fountain with?
Well, with my residuary estate. With the $275. Don't you think you could buy a fountain for that?
Wouldn't be any Niagara. I think you'd be lucky to get a bird bath.
Oh. You do, huh? Well, you know, Judge, you may think you're joking, but a bird bath isn't such a bad idea.
Oh, now, Gildy.
I mean it. I've always been fond of birds. Birds like me, too. They come right up to me sometimes. And Leela's crazy about birds. She's got a little bitty wren that's building a nest in her front porch right now. Every morning she goes out and peeks at it. Yes, sir, a man could do worse than have the birds remember him. Birds are man's truest friend.
I thought dogs were man's truest friend.
I'm not building any dog bath. Horace, how soon could you get this will drawn up?
Well, that shouldn't take much time. Of course, we need witnesses. I guess I'd get my secretary for one.
Oh, and Peavy. Peavy, do it. I know he's open this afternoon because Leroy's working for him. Do you think you could get it ready?
What's the rush?
Well, I'd just like to have it, Judge. I'm going over to Leela's tonight, and I'd sort of like to surprise her with it.
You'll surprise her, all right.
Hi, Unc. Hi, Judge.
Hello, Leroy. How's the drug business?
Pretty quiet. The chief is out in the prescription room, and you know what that means.
What? Leroy, that's no way to talk about Mr. Peavy. I'd like to see him for a moment, please.
Oh, gosh, Unc, can't I wait on you? I never get a chance to sell medicine. But with you, it wouldn't matter if I made a mistake.
I disagree, my boy.
Oh, just try me, Unc. I can find you anything in the store, practically.
Then find Mr. Peavy.
Honest, Unc, the chief doesn't like it if I bother him about something I can handle myself.
Leroy.
What?
Wake up the chief.
Oh, all right.
Maybe we shouldn't bother Peavy if he wants to sleep.
What nonsense. Peavy sleeps 24 hours a day anyway. Oh, hello, Peavy. I hope we didn't interrupt anything important.
No, I'll just take care of you, gentlemen, and then I can get right back to it. How are you, Judge?
Fine, thank you, Peavy.
I saw you gentlemen in the parade this morning. Thought you both looked very dashing.
Well, glad to do our bit, Peavy. How does it happen you weren't marching? Someone told me you were an ex-soldier.
Yes, sir. I was in the artillery. 49th Field Artillery, USA.
Well, I'll be darned. Were you a gunner?
No, I wasn't a gunner. I was in what you might call the transportation end of the artillery.
Oh, what's that?
I commanded a platoon of mules.
You? That's hard to believe, Peavy. Why, the mule is the stubbornest animal known to man.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Although a mule has a mind of his own, I'll admit. But they're hard workers.
They are?
Yes, they're hard workers. And they're loyal. Every mule in my platoon was just as loyal as a jackass could be.
Gildersleeve, can't we get down to business here? I haven't time to listen to Peavy's military experiences.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm just running on. What can I do for you?
Well, you won't make a penny on it, Peavy. We just want you to witness Mr. Gildersleeve's will, if you don't mind.
Glad to, Judge. Glad to be of service. Oh, Leroy.
Yes, Chief?
This is the type of service I was telling you about yesterday. Institutional type.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got the document with you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Right here, Peavy.
Get away, Leroy. This is none of your business.
Unc, did you leave me anything?
You've been amply provided for. Sign right here, Peavy.
Unc, will you leave me your pistol that's in your bureau drawer?
No.
Oh, please, Unc.
Now, Leroy, remember lesson 1. The customer is always right.
Oh, sorry, Chief. I forgot.
All right. Now, here, Judge.
That's it.
Richard Peavy. Here you are, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I hope your will gives you the same lasting satisfaction as mine has given me.
Well, I hope so, too.
I executed my will in 1913, naming my wife as sole beneficiary, and I've never wanted to change a syllable of it. Neither has Mrs. Peavy.
Well, I can imagine. Well, much obliged, Peavy. We got to be running along now.
No, I'm going to close it up here myself in a minute. Leroy, you want to go along now with your uncle?
Are you sure you can spare me?
I think so.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Chief.
Good night, little beaver.
But soon there'll just be two of us. Soon you and I will borrow the moon for just the two of us. Sweetly and so discreetly, we'll be completely alone. No other world, only our own. Now we must be contented about the two of us. Yes, we can have our sweet scented dreams that will come true of us. For presently and pleasantly, our hearts will be in tune. So soon, maybe not tomorrow, Leela, but soon. Leela.
Yes, Throckmorton.
I made my will today, Leela.
Oh, did you, darling? How nice.
Yeah, have it right here in my pocket. Leela, you know something?
What, darling?
Guess who's in my will?
Oh, I couldn't.
Go on, Leela. Guess, will you?
I couldn't possibly. I'm too happy to guess. I'm too happy to care about anything.
Well, then I'll tell you, darling.
Yes, you tell me.
You know that little bird that has a nest in your porch? You know the one that sings under your window every morning?
Oh, Dickie Bird. I call him Dickie Bird.
Yeah, Dickie Bird. Now, Dickie Bird has been provided for, Leela. It's all right here in the will.
Oh, Throckmorton, that's just like you to remember little bird.
See? It's all written out right here.
Oh, darling, you have to explain it to me. I don't understand about wills and complicated things like that.
Oh, well, sweetheart, in memory of both of us, I'm leaving money for a municipal bird bath.
Oh, really, Throckmorton? You're the most thoughtful man. Now, did you say bird bath?
Yes, dear.
You're leaving your money for a bird bath?
That's right, honey.
All of it?
Well, not all of it. All that's left after taking care of the children.
You mean to stand there and tell me you've made a bird your residuary legatee?
Leela, I thought you didn't know anything about wills.
Well, I wasn't married to a lawyer 7 years for nothing.
But, sweetheart, I thought you liked birds.
I do, Throckmorton, but you're nothing but a cuckoo.
Leela gets all upset over a bird. Leela, can't you take a little joke?
You mean you were joking?
Of course, darling. I'm not going to build any bird bath. Tell me, how would you invest the money?
Well, when I'm in doubt about a financial problem, I always ask myself, what would Beauregard do?
Beauregard? Well, have you asked Beauregard what I should do about this?
No, but I think I know what he'd say.
What?
He'd say, Leela, child, you'd look lovely in a mink coat.
Good night, everybody.
Music heard on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweeten. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company, inviting you to listen in again next Sunday for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
You women are looking for extender recipes these days and all kinds of ways to make the less plentiful foods go further. Well, do you know about the product called Kraft Dinner? All by itself, a package of Kraft Dinner gives you a swell macaroni and cheese main dish fast. Enough macaroni and cheese for 4 people. And for it, you put out just one single red ration point. Now, if you have a little meat or some leftover chicken or seafood, you can extend it by adding it to the Kraft Dinner macaroni and cheese. Or you can mold the hot Kraft Dinner into a ring and in the center serve your small amount of meat or what have you, creamed. Each package of Kraft Dinner holds a quick cooking macaroni and some Kraft grated to put cheese flavor through and through the fluffy macaroni in a jiffy. Get some soon so that you can cook a macaroni and cheese dish in 7 minutes or use it as an extender of less plentiful food. Remember, it's Kraft Dinner. This program has reached you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.